say that Satan is a symbol, not a being.
A Jim Beam.
Groups reject.
All right, listen to this.
Gods and other things.
You can guess when you think you know what show it is.
Into the Badlands.
It is.
Very good.
I'm a big fan of this opening, by the way. We're going to talk about it later.
Yeah. Are we recording?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I
We're
can never
live?
tell with you.
Good.
It's like how much is it? How much is that is live?
All of it.
I'm jacked up now.
Yeah? Is it getting you pumped?
I'm going to go punch someone.
I know. I can't wait to watch this tonight. All right, there we go.
Hey, do you mind if I come over there and cut you a little bit so your eyes go black?
Yes, I actually do. I mind. You can cut Greg all you want.
I got my own
but-
switchblade.
That's right. Some call it a sling
All right,
blade.
someone pass out these
Some
shots.
call it a Kaiser blade. I call it a sling blade.
I call it a Kaiser blade.
Do you want me to pass it around? Passing them down, passing them down.
This is like
Take one down.
You
pass
got
it
them
around.
French fried taters in there.
this is like the best church service ever.
I know. I know.
We're taking communion here.
I blessed these earlier, if you know what I mean.
Look at this is holy water.
So this is
Holy fire water.
American-born moonshine, apple pie.
All right.
That's what we're going to start off
It'll be
with.
straight fire.
Does it? Is it apple flavored?
It's apple pie, man.
Oh, so sweet. and
Ready?
apple.
It's bathtub flavored.
Cheers.
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 The glass says tequila, but it ain't.
Tasty beverage.
That is nice.
Damn.
Whew, that's pretty smooth.
Maybe hopefully that'll be, how cool that'd be if as our first sponsor.
Apple moonshine. Yeah, how many podcasts are out there
Do shots.
of apple
Well,
moonshine?
Get started.
All germs and taste buds are now neutralized.
When everybody's doing it, remember, it
Hey,
started
my
here.
throat feels better.
What
already.
was the name of it again?
American-born.
And it's apple.
Apple pie moonshine.
It
Tastes like apple pie.
right there.
As
Hold up
as
for the camera. You
advertised.
Hold up for the camera.
Hold it up to the camera, Greg.
Product placement.
There you go. So welcome to the podcast. Follow us at Binge Watch PC. The website is bingewatchpodcast.com and search on Facebook for Binge Watch Podcast. On today's show, we have
The Bearded Wonder.
Bearded Wonder.
Paul.
We have Radical Ron,
What's up?
Gorgeous Greg, and I'm Brian.
I don't know if we
Still
can.
don't have a cool nickname. We're a year in.
Brain.
That's not cool.
Brains.
So we're gonna
Zombies would think you're cool.
So we're gonna get started
Check
here.
out the big brain on
Yeah.
Brad.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fights.
I don't. Yeah. Let's.
Yep.
But first, I don't know if we can really.
Oh no! First, you ready?
Yeah.
You got your stuff?
Yeah. Brian, lead me in. Lead me in on the news.
The news.
Yeah. He's gonna.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Dun, 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 dun. And now, with today's entertainment binge watch news, Mr. Paul Allen.
Thanks. All right. So, welcome to the news. Redbox Netflix decline as video competition increases. Cable companies have been suffering as of late. A report from a company called Outerwall reported a plunge in business at its Redbox DVD rental services. It's the cheap
Cable companies just can't catch a break.
I'm telling you. Redbox has been a classic low-end disruptor of the cable movie rental business. It has kiosks. You go to a CVS or a Walgreens, you're going to see it. You're going to go. You go to Walmart, you're going to see it.
Everywhere, yeah.
And you see people standing there for like 30 minutes.
You're
Yeah.
like, that's
Like,
garbage. This is
It's
garbage.
like,
Is there
dude,
anything new?
I need to return a movie. Hurry your ass up.
but they've been taking.
Bertha, pick a movie and move along.
Right.
You pick up the screen, the glare screen, and then you look. Don't stand there staring at the glare screen. It's not going to raise like at the theater.
Oh.
Yeah.
That'll help me next
I
time.
wanted to watch some previews. Will this thing show me some previews?
Is this like Netflix? The disruptor may be getting
files are
disrupted
in the
though.
computer.
So tiny and inexpensive online video devices like Google's Chromecast,
Yeah, which is like
$35.
$30.
$35
Yes.
bucks.
Yeah.
Amazon $40 Fire TV stick,
Yep.
And these are
This is my fire stick.
The Roku stick's only about that price too.
My
Yeah.
stick's on fire.
Did I give me
So
some of
many
that?
sticks.
I'm gonna need some penicillin. My stick's on fire.
Give me a bigger glass of that moonshine.
I need to knock out. Some
I'm gonna
of
have to dip my Jimmy in it.
Need to burn the evil out.
Burn! Don't set it on fire, Ma. Is that the one Woolworths or the whole chain?
Yeah, I'm a goddamn patrifamilias.
Meyer. So Netflix may not be the most popular alternative for former Redbox renters. The streaming service has been sharply cutting back on its movie library for the past few years because, as we talked about in previous podcasts, there's $5 billion worth of reasons why Netflix in 2016 is going to be doing their own original content.
31 shows.
31 shows, exactly. And,
I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do.
You're just gonna be some bleary-eyed motherfuckers.
I'm just like, well, my entire year is
Yeah.
covered. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm treading water as it is, man. Stop.
Slow your roll.
And Netflix shares have dropped 7% over the past 2 days, or the past.
So it
couple
sounds
of
like a
weeks, I
buying
guess.
opportunity to me.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah, they're sitting around about $135 mark.
Yeah, they got a lot of debt, but just $135 for the stock sounds good.
Yeah, and they're and we talked about Jessica Jones that cleaned up on in the Mini Critics best 10 top 10 ratings. So I thought that was sort of interesting. Other news, Brian mentioned, Netflix to double original content next year will produce 31 new scripted shows. 31 shows.
Wow.
This
Gosh,
is off
I
of
hope they're good.
Polygon.com.
Mhm.
Yeah, Master of None we talked about. That's
Yeah.
one of the.
I think a
Jessica-
lot of those are
Jessica
quote
Jones.
unquote kind of in flight already.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
we know what they are, but I gotta think there's a bunch of stuff in the works that we don't know.
yeah. Well, and they want their own stuff and stop paying people to license things.
Yeah. Oh, it totally makes sense.
So yeah.
I mean, you think about if a big movie hits a theater, they got to pay for it to bring it onto their service. Then it goes away at some point. They want to bring it back, they got to pay. All this stuff, they pay. There's one charge. Pay up front, the total cost, and it's yours forever. And at some point, they've got 500 shows that you want to go in there and watch.
Yeah.
But I think a lot, like Master of None, Daredevil 2, Marco Polo 2, we'll talk about it a little bit. They already got a lot of stuff in the way. I bet they are, season 4 of, their political one?
House Cards.
House of
House of
Cards
Cards,
is
yeah.
done and
Yeah.
will be on there soon.
Yep.
Orange is the New Black. I mean, there's a lot of stuff already kind of that we know about, but Luke Cage, all that stuff.
Yeah. They mentioned in the article off of Polygon.com it's a new series. It's called Flaked. It's a new comedy from the creator of Arrested Development and starring Will Arnett.
I like Will Arnett.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah, so that's
Not in
that's
that
what
way,
it's
but
called.
I like
Yeah,
it.
That's one we'll have to keep our eye on.
It's called Flate.
Flaked.
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 Flate?
Flake.
Flake.
Like slate with an F?
Flaked.
Flake.
Flaked.
F-L-A-K-E.
Like a
Yeah.
snowflake,
Like a-
but with a D.
Yeah,
like
with
a
a
precious
D.
snowflake.
It flaked in the past.
You know about the D, Ron.
You are not a precious snowflake.
Put some D's and some A's.
Seriously? Where's Dirty Mike and the boys when you need them?
Exactly. And of course, everybody as people have already heard about, was going to talk about this last week, but we didn't record last week. Scott Weiland, former singer of Stone Temple Pilots, dead at 48. And I can't say that anybody was really surprised.
I heard that they found cocaine on his tour bus. Was that in relation? Yeah, it was shocker.
I think he was made of cocaine.
That's probably
I think he was,
well true.
I think he was just chipping off little pieces and self-snorting.
But has anybody heard whether or not they've found? I guess it's too soon to hear what the autopsy results
Well,
are, or how he actually died.
I haven't performed it yet.
Yeah, okay. It was I know it was
Reliable
like
hands.
Scott-
over
Scott's out.
coronary related.
Scott's out back, chilling. Yeah.
There
So
we go. The glory days of
I know.
there. You
STP.
playing them off? Is that-
Yep.
His former wife.
Yeah, you got the thing about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was a Rolling Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was an open letter that she wrote to fans.
Yeah.
Not
Oh,
to,
yeah.
Not to glorify. him.
Don't glorify
Because she said,
this dude.
As a father figure, he was not
Horrible.
Failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fail.
The only
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
So is heroin.
Yeah. and he had everything. So yeah,
The biggest they said the biggest thing to lament for them, the loss of it, was like his kids had already lost their father. He never was really around, but it was they lost hope that one day he might have pulled himself out of the ditch, and come back and actually been a good, had some type of relationship with his kids, and he just that of course that's totally gone. So that was what they lost. They didn't lose a father; they'd already lost him, but they just lost hope that maybe one day something could have been better.
Yeah, grunge. The grunge seen a lot of casualties.
I know. Hey, I watched
Lane Staley.
Yeah.
the other night. Have you
Kurt
guys
Cobain.
seen the? It's called Bleached.
Heard of it?
It's the Courtney Love, the guy that thinks that Courtney Love had Kurt killed. Documentaries on Netflix.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Really?
And there's a lot of smoke there.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like
Not necessarily lead to the fire, but it's interesting that it's possible.
I remember reading that when it first came out, and it was first publicized in High Times magazine. And so I read that article. I was like, maybe, but probably not. But man, when they lay it all out the way they did in the documentary, if all that, and he has like every conversation he had with Courtney Love recorded, without her knowing. And so it was playing her own words and all this stuff about how she lied, she subverted his investigation, and she hired him. It's pretty interesting.
Huh, interesting.
And how they went through like what the Seattle police had done to cover up a bunch of stuff. Number one, their own ineptness. But it was pretty interesting.
You're able to find spare time with all these shows we're talking about
Yeah.
to actually watch that?
Yeah.
I mean, I got priorities. All right.
That's not true.
yeah.
He doesn't sleep early.
Yeah. He's kind
I
of
drink a little.
I'm a ghoul. I'm a ghoul.
He's got the
When you
biggest. He's got the biggest dreams and the strongest hands in the whole goddamn state.
Don't crush my dreams or I'll crush your head.
We're making reference to something we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Oh, I'm going to play it for her. Play the whole thing.
That's so awesome. Fantastic Four sequel removed from Fox release schedule.
Thank God.
They cannot adapt that to something that is
Well, the
watchable.
people that run are idiots.
Well, there you go.
Often makes difficult
Yeah.
things,
with
things
all
difficult.
how much comic book material is out there for Fantastic Four? I mean, volumes.
It writes
of
itself.
Yeah, and yet they cannot make a decent movie. Come on.
No, well, that's Sony.
The Fantastic Four movie grossed $56 million domestically.
Oh,
And,
what was it, like a $200 million picture?
Had to be.
167
Modern day
million
Waterworld.
worldwide, and on a
Worldwide.
production budget of 120 million. And that's probably
It's
not
it's
counting.
going to break even.
And
but
that's
Yeah, it'll break even worldwide.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
it has
make a
to.
little money.
It has to
Make a little change.
near over double.
it between that and what they're going to get from it running on cable and
Well, if people are not going to go to the theater, they're sure as fuck not going to watch it on TV. I wouldn't watch it.
Did you see it? Did you
almost
see the
none.
video?
Almost none of those big movies actually lose money when everything's said and done.
Right. Yeah. Worldwide.
I only watch train wrecks
'Cause-
from afar.
because they can market that thing to the international market.
I'm the train wreck driver.
and people will go see it because it's an American big Hollywood production movie.
Los Cuatros Fantástico.
Fantastico.
It made $2 billion in China.
Yeah, well, and its production budget was 120 million, and that may or may not. I doubt it's including marketing. They usually don't include marketing into those figures, and marketing usually is.
Yeah, but the
A lot of times it's
distributor pays for the marketing, right?
Sometimes.
I don't think the actual movie has to pay that back.
I think
Was
that's
it,
depends on the
studio?
deal.
Or the
Yeah.
studio
It
pay?
depends on the deal, how the deal's structured.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, why don't you research that between now and next podcast?
if I cared enough about the Fantastic Four franchise, I might. I
Yeah.
just closed that
Pr-
window.
that's
I'm
not
sorry.
gonna happen.
I'm sorry. I just closed that browser window. It's gone.
Yeah.
I feel like
I have no real
Dang
interest
it.
yeah. I'm Lenny in Memento. I can't even. 2 minutes go by and I can't even remember
Yeah.
what we was talking
there.
about.
Yeah. Who are you?
The most TV tweets during live TV shows, reality TV highest, is people doing like a simultaneous tweeting like y'all
For
seen.
reality shows?
Yeah, it's highest during reality shows.
Ugh.
That makes me sad.
That's it. I'm
and,
never live tweeting again.
and if you're saying reality shows, I'm sure they're talking about like The Voice,
Yeah, that makes
Bachelor,
sense. Yeah.
Bachelor's
They-
in Paradise.
I
They
get-
vote with that, so that's
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
that,
yeah.
That adds to it.
Yeah. So I could see that driving that up.
Yeah.
Because that's the easiest way to vote.
Yeah.
Go online or just tweet at us.
Tweet it.
Or call us. .org.
Hashtag the voice.
Send us a postcard.
Yeah.
A sassy. Please send me a sassy.
Paul, did you see that article probably 2 weeks back that OZY.com put out there about the worst movie ever?
I've heard of OZY.com,
Yeah.
but no, tell us about it.
So I was reading this morning. Apparently, 100% of the experts on Rotten Tomatoes, which they went through 115 different critics.
Different critics.
100% agreed that the worst movie ever. You guys want to take a guess?
The Room.
Ishtar.
No.
Fantastic Four.
That would be ironic.
Throw Mama from the train.
Nope. Ballistic, X versus Sever.
I saw that.
What?
The 100%.
It's not
is the
great.
worst.
It's not a great movie, and it's
I
got
thought one of the Yui Bowl movies would have been in there.
Yeah, I bet that's got like a caveat, like they had to spend X amount of money on it or something like
Mm.
that.
like that.
Possibly, or have like enough high-profile people.
Budget.
But
yeah.
I only watched that because What's Her Nuts is in it.
Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
You like Brian likes himself some Lucy.
You got the fever.
Yep.
That's right. And there was
I'm
about 15
diversified.
different things.
Yeah.
Diversifying your
My
portfolio.
portfolio.
All Asian
I'm-
lady fans, please send your mail to Brian at BingeWatchPodcast.com.
I'm gonna get
I
some
just-
sick shit now.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be excellent.
like that's a problem.
Yeah.
You mean some more?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah, and so that really sort of wraps up. The only other thing that I had from news
Gonorrhea?
is that I love that this is from the avclub.com. The CW orders another monster show. Might need to admit it has a problem.
That's good. That's
Yeah. So the yet another monster series. It's called Transylvania.
good.
Set in
Transylvania 5000.
Does it, was it
ominous
vampires?
It's I guess.
What else?
It's
God.
set in Romanian region. This Romanian region.
Yeah.
Whose tourism bureau is probably just thrilled by all this free monster-heavy advertising in the
Right.
1880s. and
Don't
will
go
focus-
to Romania. That's all I'm saying. The gypsies and the monsters will get you.
Bring your garlic. It's set in the
Love
1880s. A headstrong young woman and her disgraced detective partner. It's the X-Files. Presumably cast from the
It's gotta be a
network's
detective
big
show.
vault full of interchangeable monster hunting use.
You know what's the website that does true trailers, real trailers, trailers of truth? What are they? You know what I'm talking about? They redo the trailer and they show how
Honest Trailers?
Honest
Honest
trailers. They
Trailers,
should do an honest trailer of all the CW
They really should.
shows.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Counting
A bitch and a dumbass fight monsters and it sucks.
Well, it's like we've talked about before. They get out the big monster show wheel and spin it. It's like, okay, we need a noun. It's like Mad Libs for shows.
Yeah. Well, it's zombies.
Yeah.
All right.
This week in paranormal teen romance.
Transylvania will be the network's 6th monster show currently airing.
Oh man,
Jeez.
and I have successfully avoided all 5
What
of the
are
previous
are
ones.
they like
I
trying
didn't know
to
they
do?
had 5.
Are they trying to do like the Bass Brothers and corner the monster market
I
instead
guess
of the
so.
silver market? It's
Yeah.
the monster
I
market.
don't know.
I don't know.
I hope it works.
They just want to get a monster mash going.
He did the mash.
The monster mash.
Huh,
He did
okay.
the mash.
Bobby
So, yeah.
Boris Pickett's family has made a mint off that one.
I
damn
know,
song.
I know.
So yeah, so that's it for the news.
All right. Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome.
All right.
And
I'm half the man I used to be.
Yeah, that was a little Stone Temple to take us out.
STP.
Yeah, Ron, you should sing that whole song. All right, so we got a lot of stuff to.
I wish you
I feared that we wouldn't have a lot to talk about today, but we do have a lot to talk about today.
Oh, we got bundles.
Heck
We
yeah.
do. Let's say UFC fights.
Yep.
Fights and stuff.
Last night.
You were in Uptown being a douchebag.
It was excellent.
Yeah,
My
being a-
people.
My people.
My
What's
homies.
up, bro? Where are my tight-shirted people?
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you just bro the fuck out of everybody?
I saw, I think, like 4 shirts just seams start ripping as people were drinking. So
It was
How much glitter action on jeans?
Did you walk
backs and
Did you walk
I
around
avoided
with
the glitter.
imaginary lat syndrome?
I felt like I worked out. Just
Yeah.
being
Dude,
around.
I'm
It's like a contact high.
Is this
It's
what
like
it's like to
contact
be on
workout.
roids?
How much was makeup though? Shading versus real.
It's like the bro that stole Christmas. His lats grew 10 times that size that day.
But poor Greg couldn't hang out in Uptown because his lats are 2 sizes too small.
Starring Jim Carrey.
Right? So what did you watch it on Twitter?
Because as I was telling the guys before, my last Thursday my cable and Wi-Fi went out completely, and the helpful Verizon Carlos in New York City.
How are you going to get your dick
New York
pics?
City. I thought. Yeah,
I don't know.
He has a backload
I'm
of
just
dick
gonna-
pics.
yeah, I'm just gonna
My
have
God, do you realize I got 17 gigs of dick pics to download?
I'm just gonna have to go into Greg's Google Drive and get some more.
I thought you'd gotten tech support in Hyderabad. For,
Yeah.
for
Dude, so
Verizon.
I was out all weekend, no cable, no Wi-Fi. So I was like, okay, I gotta watch this Aldo versus McGregor fight. So I go to my friend Periscope, and that fight went so fast that it was periscoping, and Conor McGregor was doing his crouching tiger, hidden dragon thing in the corner,
His crab dance.
and then it started buffering, and by the time it stopped buffering, it was over.
You're like,
It was
hey, wait,
done.
what
13
happened?
seconds. 13 seconds.
Man, that was, and of course they showed the replay about like 80 times because they had a producer back there going, stretch out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the thing. Like, he would have had, we talked about Rhonda and the karma bill that she's had to pay of all the shit talking and everything.
Yeah.
So McGregor, who way out talks shit, I think he was talking more shit than anybody's ever talked before for the last 5 years.
He backed it up.
I mean, it would have been a huge karma check for him to cash.
Yeah.
Would he have gotten his ass beat? But now he went out and beat the guy hadn't been beaten 10 years with the first fucking punch.
Man, you're not
the
even
shit talking that's about to come at us is
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
like a
Epic.
your ears are going to be drinking from a fucking fire hose trying to listen to what that
man.
guy's saying.
Yeah.
Vaseline stock price went up because you're gonna have to grease it on both sides of his head to be able to fit it through doorways. He talks so much shit.
I put a stamp on it.
But he
I got the real belt.
yeah he backed that up.
Yeah, I did.
Quickly.
Back that shit up.
Yeah,
Quickly.
Yeah.
Of course, there's
Luck or not, that's the way it went down.
well, and
I
there's
almost feel like we skipped. I'm drinking Jack Daniel's Honey.
oh
And what are you drinking?
Straight?
I need to go grab another one, but I got vanilla porter. From
Oh, good. You
Breckenridge.
got a good beer this time.
Breckenridge Brewery.
Breckenridge.
You done being a bro?
Is that Breckenridge, Colorado?
I got IPAs in the fridge.
I've
Oh.
got
Oh,
I've
fuck.
Is
got
that a Colorado beer?
Sam
Breckenridge,
Adams.
Colorado?
Sam Adams.
Sam
Yes, sir, it
Adams.
is.
Awesome.
Fine Colorado ale.
Boston.
Oh,
Boston
waters are
lager.
good, man.
Mm-hmm. That's tasty.
And you're drinking water.
I'm drinking water right now, but I'm going to have a.
You want another shot?
I will have another shot. in a little
We'll
bit,
start
yeah.
this shot off.
Yeah, we'll do next round.
That's going to be the tradition going
I like
forward.
Yeah. Damn, we're
Shots to start
Oh,
the
shit.
segment. Yep. So what do you?
You're gonna have
These
mason
is only
jars.
2
for
segments.
days.
We're going to be done with those 3 and 4 hour shows because it's going to.
yeah.
What do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah. Hey, welcome back to segment 4.
I gotta go. I'll be back. I gotta
What?
go throw up.
What?
Say,
Yeah, I'm not feeling too good.
So I thought they was done podcasting. And it was just about 5 minutes of dead air, and then they started snoring. I'm not really sure what happened. Oh,
There were some
UFC.
good fights last night.
What were some of the?
Uriah Faber actually won. Yay him.
Oh, maybe he
Yeah.
can fight Conor McGregor and get
Dropped
just
down to
manhandled.
135. No, he's not going back up to 145 to fight.
He's
Colin.
that's yeah.
It would be Colin would fucking destroy him.
he would dismantle.
It'd be fighting a guy 10 pounds heavier and much younger and much better. It would be a bad.
Because
scene.
didn't McGregor fight Chad Mendes? And he's one of those alpha male group, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and he dismantled him.
He dismantled everybody that they put in front of him. I don't know who the fuck. Like Edgar, who fought on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the final fight for Friday. I'm thinking back to all the Jack Daniels I've had in the last couple of nights. Is probably his next up if Aldo doesn't force a redo. Because, I mean, they could redo the fight pretty quick because, I mean, it's a one-punch knockout. So it's not like, oh, I got to go back
Yeah,
and train.
not like he took a severe
Yeah, it's
beating,
not like he got destroyed. I mean, they
got
could,
knocked out.
and fucking Money Train is about to back up to both those guys.
Yeah, the Brinks trucks.
Well, and that's the same thing people said with Holm Rousey fight is that it was over so fast that. You
Well,
know,
that was midway through, minute into
well,
the second.
No, that's right. Because the home fight, yeah,
Rousey
she
was
just- she
So-
beat
bloody.
The, yeah,
She was-
she beat the crap. out
So
of her.
she did her first interview with I think Rolling Stone, Yeah, he went to her house and very contrite, and she's definitely freaking out. But she said that she got rocked so bad in the first round that between rounds she was basically out on her feet when she walked back to her corner.
I would not doubt it. And she looked like it. When she came out for the second round, she looked like she was not
They went to
there.
rinse her mouth out between rounds, and she looked down at the bucket and trying to spit in the bucket and spit beside it. She couldn't even see straight. Literally couldn't see straight. And then when she came out, she's like, I didn't know where I was. I was just total instinct, and I just went out there and was trying to do stuff. And it wasn't me. Like, I could see myself doing things, but I wasn't totally in control. You know?
Yeah, and when Home dodged her that one time, and she just went. Ronda nearly stumbled completely into the fence,
right.
And she was done.
She did do a very cool thing over the weekend. I think it was on Friday night. She flew to
ate some big old serving of humble pie.
Yeah, and went to. She said that she was going to go to the Marine Corps ball with that guy. She did that the other night.
Yeah.
So flew out there, went to the Marine Corps ball, and hung
did
out
he
with
beat
him.
her up too?
No, I don't think so.
Did she beat
Why
his
would a
ass?
Marine? You're a former Marine. Why would they?
That's right.
that
It's
mean-
honor and tradition.
Yeah. Why would they be a
She
woman beater?
Well, she talked a lot of shit.
All right, you're gonna get your
Hey,
comeuppance
she's
again.
supporting.
No,
She supports the core.
yeah, she's an excellent fighter, and she just that was her persona, is talking a lot of trash, and sometimes it doesn't go your way.
But
She's a really good fighter, though.
But I think Holly wants to not immediately, but her next fight to be a rematch. And I think it's smart on Holly's part, because if Holly goes and gets beat by like an up and comer,
like Misha Tate.
yeah, or something like, well, Misha's pretty. That would probably be who they would put her against, but I don't know what their matchmaking isn't right now. But and if she gets beat, that's not much of a payday.
No.
For the risk, where if it's Ronda and her again, that's another huge payday for the risk of potentially getting beat.
Yeah.
So
I would definitely.
I think that they're just going to wait 6 or 9 months till Ronda's done with all her stuff and then rematch.
I just don't see what Ronda's going to do, because she can't. She had zero luck taking her down. Holly is.
No, she took her down.
Holly took. She took Holly down.
Yeah. She was probably a half of a second away from getting her into a lock and Holly just barely managed to get out of it.
She got
rewatch that fight.
She got it. Well, it won't take long. She got
would
it pretty
take
quick,
7
though,
minutes.
didn't she? She got it pretty quick.
No, she got her down, and with the move that she was trying to go for something shoulder, arm, neck, and Holly backed out of it really quickly and got back up. But I mean, it was in a hair's breadth of her getting the right grip and it being done.
I think I read
early on.
They talked to Holly after, and she had said that she felt that she was pretty close to being in danger.
Yeah, I mean,
and she was fighting everything. It took everything she could, every trick, to get out of it.
Yep.
That's
And
how
she
good.
bact up, and then that was shortly thereafter, I think, is when she got rocked. But you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say you're talking about paydays, and did you hear when
Not the candy
they
bar.
had like I want to say it was like a 30, 40, 50-minute interview afterwards with McGregor, and one of the first things
20
he
minutes.
thanks-
20 minutes of it was just translating.
well, and the first
Really
thing that he thanks, so he's like, just want to thank the promoters and the $10.1 million payday, and I'm like, you cocky bitch.
He is an Irish Floyd Mayweather.
Well,
There's another
we were
guy who
talking
talks
about
a
this,
ton of shit.
Yeah,
and
we were
then he
talking about
backs it
this.
up.
Well, he runs. We were talking about he runs real well. So we were talking about this at work. Like, Colin McGregor came and said, "Hey, I'm not coming to participate. I'm coming to take over, or we're coming to take over." Talking about him and his buddies. But they were saying before the fight, like the day before, and he's hanging with lawyers and marketing guys. I mean, I think he's not a fighter that is making money on the side for all his endorsements and whatever. I think he's a businessman that's an enormously good fighter. And I don't know, like, I think we have to watch out for him down the road in terms of he basically said, I want to take over the UFC. I want to take over blah, blah, blah. I don't want to just be the champ. I want to be the owner, the runner, blah, blah, blah. So who knows what his plans are?
Well, it's sort of like.
But he's having business meetings all day as well as training to fight and stuff.
It was like Golden Boy Productions or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, dude wasn't just satisfied with going out there and beating people's ass and getting beat up occasionally. It's like, hey, this is a business, and I am going to be a promoter. I'm going to be a blah blah blah. And at some point, there's going to be, you heard it here today, a strike or a walkout or a unionization of the fighters, because the guys that low fighters, they make shit and they get their ass beat. And the 2 or 3,
Off the
4
Bellator with
stars,
you.
right?
Yeah.
The 2 or 3, 4 stars, they make okay money, but they don't make what a boxer would make that brings in that door money, right? So
Right.
I think within the next couple of years, there's going to be a little bit of an uprising to shift over more money to the guys that are getting their ass beat.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, especially on the lower end, a lot of them, that's you see.
They go out and get themselves killed for $5,000.
Yeah, and they're basically being supported to train and everything by their wives or girlfriends.
They got real jobs, or doing it on the side, or they're eating nothing but government cheese to
ramen noodles.
Yeah,
sleeping at the gym.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that rolls.
Oh, also in UFC news, John Jones will return to UFC on April 23rd.
Yep. And it looks like
he's holed out.
Nate Diaz, one of the Diaz that got suspended for 5 years. It looks like they're going to be able to bring him back. Nate fights, his brother fights next in January or February, but it looks like they're going to be able to get that lifted.
It's because of weed, right?
Yeah, he tested positive 3 times for weed. Who gives a shit? Like, that's enhancing? No.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that human growth hormone, though.
Yeah, yeah. Look at this guy. He's been on roids for 20 years, but I smoke a little weed and you're not going to let me fight? It's fucking stupid.
There's a Robin Williams skit about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not a huge. I mean, John Jones is an incredible athlete. I'm not a huge fan of his personality.
But he's huge, and he and Dana have a huge deal in terms of money, just like with Colin. So that's why I think all these guys are going to get together and say, hey, we're the reason that people buy this shit. We need to come in and get a bigger piece of the pie.
I 100% agree with what you're seeing, is that they're gonna leverage. They'll say, hey, we'll bounce. We don't owe you anything.
Send me your money
by wire. That's that Conor McGregor fight, man. I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna watch the Periscope. But it's funny because I was flipping through Periscope trying to find it, and this guy sitting here, he said, "Man, I don't know if I want to hold it this whole time. My arm's getting tired." And he started lifting it down. It's sack, and then you could hear some dude in the back with, "Hey man, we paid for this. Don't show it to those chumps." And they panned over, and he's over there. Man, I paid for this. Let those fuckers pay for themselves. He said, "No, man, I'm just going to show them this fight.
This is for La Raza."
It was so funny. There was about
homies.
It was just somebody periscoping from home, and there was like 50 people in this tiny little house.
All right, subject change.
Yep.
You guys want to do? Let's do Man in the High Castle.
Yeah.
You ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
You watching this, Greg?
I just started it before coming over here, so that's why I was running a little bit late.
So I have seen it. You're up through.
I only have 3 episodes left, and I was.
Which are the best episodes? By the way?
And I was going to watch them until Verizon.
Oh, those dirty rotten.
You know that's why I was gone last weekend too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because mine didn't.
You should have gotten on Nikki's phone and just watched it on your phone. Be a trooper, man.
I should have. But they
On what,
Shoulda, woulda,
LTE?
She's
He doesn't have
She's
internet.
got unlimited data.
She's got unlimited data, so
sweet, yeah.
I got like 3 gig. And since Thursday, I've used like 890 gigs or
Whoa,
meg,
okay, wow. That's almost a terabyte.
or megs. Just
downloading porn.
just finding
There's
shows.
a lot of dick pics,
just,
Paul.
just finding shows, and finding stuff and just like.
Oh, you load up a website, dude, on your phone. Meg, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5. I mean, you just sit there. You're
just to
done.
And you
load
don't
up.
you don't think about it when
You
you're
surf a
on,
little bit. You're 100 megs in
Yeah,
for
yeah.
5 minutes.
and you don't think about it when you're on Wi-Fi. It's like, well, I've got one.
Yeah, all those pictures are going to be 20, 30 meg a piece.
Yeah, you got a ad blocker. Can't you get a pic blocker?
I'll just
Just give me the text.
I'll just
Log it in
fire-
with Commodore 64.
I'll fire up my Gopher Telnet. Do something like that. Hey, text.
This is awesome.
Yeah. So that. Yeah.
So you got the best 3 episodes ahead of you.
I know, and you told me that a couple of weeks ago, and then I was like,
the
oh,
big
man.
thing on those 3 episodes is the tension and the way they cut. They've got 3 or 4 storylines going on each side of the continent.
Right. It's kind of the differences. I'm on episode 6, so
I'm on 2. So
it's kind of a cross between.
Greg, come the fuck on.
you already probably noticed this, Greg, even early on. It's you're showing basically what's happening in the Nazi, the right side, German side versus the
Japanese
side. So you're kind of seeing the two
They split the
ways of life.
They split the country down the Rocky Mountain chain.
Right.
No, there's a kind of a neutral zone in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like the DMZ of.
I
It's
can't
where
remember what they call it.
Neutral zone, or
the neutral zone.
yeah, I think it was neutral zone.
Where the
Is it?
Romulans hang out.
yeah.
Picard's always
That
going
reminds-
over there.
Reminds me of what does toilet paper and Captain Kirk have in common?
Tank.
They hang around Uranus looking for Klingons. Not supposed to be funny.
Factual.
But
Gross.
what were you going on?
I was just saying that you're talking about multiple storylines. It's mainly German side versus German. What's going on with Joe, the German side, and his Subfuhrer dude, and then what's going on in the Japanese side with her and Frank and
the minister of trade, the guy.
the
who's
trade minister.
Trade minister is helping her.
Right.
Yeah. And I think for me, and this is first and foremost what I really like about this show, because it would have been so easy to make the Japanese and the Germans like all bad. You know what I mean? But I really feel like the compelling stories are on the Japanese and the Germans side.
Yeah.
Like our heroes, quote unquote, the freedom fighters, they're just doing what they're doing. They're being driven by this kind of thing.
I'm not really interested in them.
I mean, I'm the same way.
I am totally into.
I love all the actors on the Japanese side and on the German side, and like the story with the trade minister on the Japanese side, the detective, his buddy, just how they are all caught up in this, right? But at the end of the day, they're fighting a little bit, but they still have to do whatever they're duty bound to do.
Yeah.
On the Japanese side, which I think the trade minister, like he's I don't know who that guy is. I've never seen him in anything that I can remember.
I've seen
I
him.
think
in a
I've
couple
seen him in
of
something else.
But
yeah,
he
he's a good
is
actor.
a super subtle actor. But I feel like I'm getting more when he's on screen than I do on a lot of other shows where you can tell that they're trying to act their ass off.
Is this the one you're talking about? The one that was in Mortal Kombat, like that?
I've never seen Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay.
I think you're right.
Yeah, he
in
was one of the main characters.
think
But
that
he's the
Kombat.
trade minister.
Yeah.
I don't know. You're far enough into. You haven't seen probably very much of him. But
I saw him when they were. Is this the person who said, "Hey, we need new chairs for this"?
he kind of has the
boardroom?"
horned rim glasses. No, I can't remember. Yeah, he's in that scene. Yeah.
He's in that. Yeah, because there were two guys. The main one was the one that said, "Hey, we need new chairs for this room."
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's in Mortal Kombat. I can't think of what his.
Mortal Wombat.
Yeah.
Wombat.
Carrie
Mortal
Haru
Wombat.
Tagawa.
Say that 10 times fast.
Not gonna work here anymore. So
Yeah, he's the same dude. Yeah,
boom.
yeah, he's
So-
been around for a long time.
I really love
He's
the
65
subtlety and how he's trying to find a way to
Using
avoid
the-
the war that's coming down the road where they know all these people are going to die.
And,
Right,
and they're
German
playing
Scorpio.
they're very much playing a huge game of political chess.
Yeah.
As well, because the Japanese, the behind the scenes on their side, they know the Germans have the upper hand.
Right. The Germans have better technology. They have the bomb. They don't.
Plane that can fly the country in 2 hours. That was
Right.
awesome.
They got like a rocket powered
yeah,
Concorde.
What the hell was coming
Well-
off those engines?
And so
They've
Liquid
got
nitrogen.
they've got cloaking technology. Oh wait, that's the Martians in
that's the the Martians in the Expanse. But so they've got all that going on that side, and then you've got the German guy who is in the Japanese side. He's in California, and you don't know what he's doing.
Is that's the Swiss guy, right?
Yeah.
It's not
business-
Swiss.
He's playing like
He's
he's,
Swiss.
No.
Yes, he is.
from is it Switzerland. or-
Fight. You wait till you see the last 3 episodes. Look it up.
Well, he's German, but he's playing like
He's pretending he's a Switzerland traveler.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
but
but
he's
he's
German.
actually
that's what I was.
he's actually very high up in the German hierarchy.
Yeah.
And he
Is he
is
next to the Führer?
he's the guy that's bringing the new technology that the Germans have invented to try to equalize things. He basically wants to achieve what you would think about between U.S. and Russia, the détente that was arrived at then. just because mutual annihilation. He wants to balance that. So the trade minister in Japan and this guy on the German side are trying to prevent millions of more people dying, because they're only 20 years away from World War II at this point.
They perfected the rabbit.
Less than that.
The masturbation toy thing.
yeah.
It's actually less, because in this reality, World War II ended in instead of 45, 47, and this is 62. So it's only 15 years difference.
Yeah, and they're still fighting. The Germans, you'll find this out later, still have recently finished conquering Africa. So it's still very much the war's going on. It's just America has surrendered.
And they are racially exterminating people right and left.
Everybody.
Yep, everybody.
So one thing that kind of made me chuckle thinking about it, in terms of so have you guys played Risk?
Mass
You played the
extinction,
game
racial
Risk,
stuff
right?
makes you chuckle.
Well, I mean, always
Exterminating
chuckling
all
about that.
other non-white races.
But you guys have played Risk, so you know how each country had a certain number of troops that were on it, right? And maybe Japan would have been 5 troops, and the U.S. is so big you'd have 12 troops.
Right.
Well, in terms of land mass, if you take however many people they had in Japan and move them over to just California, that's you'd have to have half of the people still left in Japan, half of them are in California. You'd have one person per state by the time all is said and done, because of how much more land.
Everybody's disarmed, so the only people that have guns are the Germans and the.
Okay.
Yep, you'll see a lot. There's a lot about how nobody has weapons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No guns, into
So
the
it would be
so
if
it's
everybody
Obama's perfect country.
if you had if you had partisans running around with guns and stuff, what you're saying would be there's no way that they could police that. But with just a few guns, they're able to control that. And they own California, Washington, Oregon,
Baltic Avenue,
parts of
Nevada, some of Nevada, Arizona.
God damn it! I always lose when
they got Madagascar.
Yeah.
Take a chance.
So what a great decision to make the story and the characters compelling all the way across, instead of just making these are the good guys and these are the bad guys.
Well, those are always the best shows.
White hats and black hats.
You got to have it. Becomes disinteresting if they're just paper cut bad people.
Yeah.
They have to have nuances. Everybody has to have shades of gray to make them interesting.
So
much like reality really is.
Yep. So my big complaint
So when it comes to Trump,
with the show, he's
Ship
so
him
far
out
from reality.
and let the good ones come back.
So
Then we'll ship them out again.
well, that's one of the things that you miss about not having Facebook. I blow up Trump about 5 times a day.
It's excellent.
Trump Zor the Burninator.
Trump Zor the Burninator. So my big thing that was really bumping me about the show the entire time has been the sepia tone Instagram thing they've got
the
going
filtering,
on.
I watched after you talked about that a couple of weeks ago. It doesn't. The show, the look looks fine to me.
It is
It is
like
foggy, hazy, unfocused,
it's
so dark.
It's giving you that 19.
But wait till the
60.
end. The last 30 seconds of the last episode is the payoff punch where they go away from that. So I was fairly irritated early on, and then finally I was like, okay, fuck it. It's going to look like this the whole way. And then the last 30 seconds, they go away from that. You'll find out why. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, you fine gentlemen, or any of our audience members. But you'll like it.
Thermonuclear warfare.
It's cool. They use it as a device.
Cool.
So it is something. But it's it's like fucking 10 hours to get to that last 30 seconds.
Right. All the very, very end.
It's very cool, though. I
Maybe.
liked it.
Well, maybe their After Effects license ran out. It's like, shit, we got to ship it.
Yep. Okay, we were talking about we were going to do this the whole way. We can't pay for another license.
We got to find
Ask
a way out of this.
Ask Greg Nicotero how he wants to do this flashback.
Yeah. So, but they do a switch there. And then also, it's not a very Philip K. Dick show until the last 30 seconds. And then you go, ooh, that just got super interesting.
It got Dickie up in here.
It just got Dick. The show done went Dick. So
was it at the Dick Sucking store?
yeah. They left the color at the Dick Sucking store, and somebody finally brought it back. So the color becomes a deal in there, and it's interesting the way they decided to incorporate it, because It's obviously very a dramatic change when they move away from it, and then it goes Dick right there at the end where, this is a sci-fi.
So
This isn't an alternative history thing. This is a sci-fi show.
Yeah.
So it'd be very interesting to see how they go for season 2. So you guys will, I'm sure, you get your cable fixed, and
So they're primed to lead into season 2.
Oh, yeah.
This ending.
and it's gonna, I would imagine, take a significant twist in season 2 and go a different direction.
Interesting.
Cool.
That was a good choice of words since it's on Amazon Prime.
It's prime.
It's primed.
Prime time.
Yeah, and there's some good shows on Prime. That's one of the better ones.
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely say that. Justified. There's some good. They have some shows.
I haven't flipped back over to see what they've got going on, and I really hope that they work on their content. 2016 is a big content advancement year for Prime.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I have the little box, but I flip over to it. I hadn't been on it in 6 months until that came out.
Right. There was a. Well, I think we had talked about that. Amazon wasn't going to sell any electronics on the main website that didn't support Prime.
Oh, that reminds
And
me. I
Apple kneeled before Zod.
I don't think that they did. I think that Apple said, no, they are going to put Prime on there, but I don't think it's a kneel before Zod. I think they're just like, yeah, you're just like anybody else. You're just one of 500 content providers.
Yeah, I think. Well, maybe that's the way Amazon was trying to spin it. That Apple capitulated and said, "Okay."
I don't think it was Amazon. And Apple the whole time is like, we don't understand what y'all's big to do is. We're just doing our thing.
Let me look and see.
And I read 4 or 5 of the articles that came out, and I don't remember seeing that Amazon was making it like, hey, we won. Because I think at the end of the day, Apple could probably go in and buy Amazon with the free cash that they have, if that's what they wanted to do. But I think that it was just like, okay, we're ready to do this. And now that the Apple II TV, which I bought one finally, and I'll show you guys if you want to check it out here in a little bit. It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just think they were like, okay, you're on, because they're essentially on the Apple II, everybody's on. If you want to put an app in the store, you're on. You're good to go. I don't know that they've have any restrictions going
Well,
forward.
let me open that and see, because there was an article off of extremist.com. It said Amazon Prime Video on Apple TV within a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And Amazon and Apple had been duking it out a bit lately, with Amazon removing Apple TV from their e-commerce store. So I think there was some leverage because of the marketplace of them. Hey man, they're not going to sell our equipment anymore.
But I went to Best Buy. Every other place has their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Amazon's a big chunk.
They do. But most of the people that buy Apple, I don't think that they care if it's on Amazon or not. You can buy it all directly for the exact same price from Apple.
It would be an inconvenience if they.
Yeah. But I don't think that's what
people. Yeah.
The whole time Apple's been saying it's not. We're not at a war.
Well,
blah blah blah. Amazon's been like pumping it up.
Yeah, it may be more on Amazon's part, and they're just taking advantage that the decision was made, whether it's made way back when or whatever, on Apple's part, and Amazon's like, see, we sent all the Mexicans back. I'm building a wall now.
Amazon has cast themselves as the Trump of the internet.
Have you seen his hair bun? It's magnificent. I get what you're saying.
I think it did, like, there's some stuff to that too, like from Amazon. The more they pump that up, that's just more about their system that gets out there, right?
Right.
Prime, Amazon Prime. But I mean, they've got to I love Bosch. I'm still waiting on season 2.
I haven't started. I need to start watching that. Well, maybe if I had cable.
They still haven't fixed it?
Coming out on Monday.
I keep on.
They're going to come out
Monday afternoon.
Here's a prediction. They're going to come out on Monday and they're going to say, shit's busted.
Yeah.
and he's going to say, when's it going to be fixed? And they're going to say, don't know.
Yeah.
And I just saw some advertisement recently from Time Warner Cable that they were touting the commercial. I thought it was an interesting coincidence, that same day service on fixing things and things like that. And I was like, I wonder if they're trying to take advantage of Verizon sucking ass. I mean, it's super inconvenient.
Yeah. No, it sucks.
I'll have to be.
Hashtag
I'll be out. I'll be
first
out
world problems.
looking for Wi-Fi, just war driving around and going to
War
McDonald's.
dialing. Bringing that back. Bring it back.
Yeah, that's what they call it when people do that. They'll drive around with laptops or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's called war driving. They'll and use people's Wi-Fi. They'll just park out on the street and
Just to get free bandwidth.
Yeah, to do whatever, to
Porn.
nefarious botnets and shit like that. It's
The internet is
The internet is for porn.
It's a great song.
All right, so it's drink time.
All right.
You need a drink. I need a drink. We all need a drink.
Yeah.
I'm going to take us out with some Dwight David Honeycutt for Conway School Board.
Yes, this is a little viral video that I guess the
It's been
commercial
around
was
forever.
made in 2010.
500,000 views.
2010, this dude ran for the Conway, Arkansas School Board.
God, I hope he got it.
No, he didn't.
No.
He lost.
It was
I would have
he
voted
was
for him.
too truthful, and this is all true. This is not fake. Love the music.
I had big plans. He said in a recent
I
interview.
believe test scores must be higher. I believe we must educate our youth to be capable citizens of the world. I went to this school. It's time for class. Do you know where your children are?
Creepy.
My name is Dwight David Honeycutt, and I've put together this 5-minute video to let you know why I need to be elected to the Conway School Board. School Board! I weighed 14 pounds when I was born. My mama had 64 hours of labor, and she pushed so hard that she shot a turd and knocked off the doctor's glasses. I'm strong like a bear. I can lift 100 pounds right up over my head. I can palm a basketball.
Nice shot.
I'm a friend to babies. I was an Army hero. And I like kites. And I love other cultures. ¿Dónde está el baño?
Like Donald Trump.
I grew up in the Conway school system. They wouldn't hire me as a teacher, so who better to shoot you straight? When they said I couldn't teach because of previous incarceration, I became the star of a local children's show. We played games and sang songs, and I didn't even mind taking direction from a black. I'm just like you. I like crossbows, ATVs, birds of prey.
Drinking.
Seagrams.
My father used to call me a failure. Failure! I can fly any plane known to man. I can captain any ship under 100 tons. I once busted a zero-gravity Orbis fly rod catching 30 peacock bass in 4.5 hours. I have the biggest dreams and the strongest hands in this goddamn state. Oh, hell, I'm not perfect. I've got dents in my dick. I don't recycle.
Anything else?
I made out with a dude.
He's so fucking sweaty. What the?
I stole my granddaughter's ADD medicine. I've got diabetes.
It's a didgeridoo.
My favorite movies are Gladiator, In the Line of Fire, and Friday. John F. Kennedy said, all someone needs is the willingness to trade his life for the president's. Right? Well, I'm willing. That was from In the Line of Fire.
A little holiday there for you.
Yeah.
I like canoeing, and dogs, and dancing. 5 fat turkeys are we. I guy punched my wife outside Arby's one night. I hunted him down and beat the fuck out of him with a trace chain. I like good times. I love my country so much. There's a bald eagle right here. I'd fuck it.
I don't know where my keys are.
Maybe you left them at the dick sucking store.
I had to go ashore.
I'm fucking this old sunburnt girl, I tell ya. I'm Dwight David Honeycutt. And I don't want your respect. I just need your vote.
Air guitar.
Such gold.
And just before you wrap that up, before we go get drinks, that was 100% real.
Yeah.
That was 100. I thought it was not real until the article was sent out from the Arkansas Times. Dwight David Honeycutt throws down at Friday's Sweet Tea Party at Juanita's, April 15th, 2010.
He's a local
this guy,
celebrity.
Yeah, he
Genius.
this thing at press time in 2010 had nearly over 100,000 views on YouTube and a 95% funny rating on website Funny or Die. His nephew Roland Honeycutt Jr. filmed and subsequently posted the video. It's partly to blame for exposing his dark side, though he's come around to an honesty is the best policy of thinking.
It's half
And
a
the
million
best-
views right now.
The best quote from this article about this is that he. Let me scroll down. Meanwhile, Dwight David himself has been spending a lot of time on Facebook, where he's fully embraced the truth telling. In late March, he updated his status with Dwight David Honeycutt sees Kay Bailey Hutchinson's mouth moving, but all he can think about are them titties. Who's with me?
Who's with me?
And I was like, man, he has no filter. He has
No.
absolutely zero.
Says what he
Excellent.
Says what everybody thinks.
Good for him.
I once made out with a dude.
Yeah. I was fucking this old sunburned gal. All right, let's get some more drinks.
All right.